Welcome again, my friends. And in the second video of this series, I'm going to show you how you can create your global dashboard. And I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on how you can copy, paste global dashboards and how to make the creation of the dashboards as efficient as possible. And I'm also going to show you how the end dashboards look like when you have several tabs in them. So let's get started. Now we get to continue the last video that we saw, in which we explained how to organize your global dashboards and how to allow your customers to be able to see a dashboard as the home, how to add tabs into a global dashboard. Now we are going to create an actual dashboard. And for that, I'm inside of the air quality dashboard that I created before, and I'm going to click on the edit mode. And I'm gonna show you as well, you have the add widget button. In there, you're going to see the widgets that we have available for you. And we have different kinds of widgets that you want to use. As I mentioned in a video before, value widgets are super used widgets that will allow you to display your data in the best possible way. So in here, what I'm gonna create is an air quality trend chart, for example, and on data you're going to see some differences with the device dashboard. In here you can add a source that will allow you to select a device. In this case, for example, we want to create an air quality trend, so we are going to select the CO2 sensors that we have in the workspace, and we're going to select the field, which is CO2. And in here you can also modify the label. The label is this little thing that's shown below. So in this case, CO2 entrance. And we want to display it, for example, as a line chart. We are going to set the thickness a little bit higher so that you can see very good the line. And the color is red, for example. And as I said, difference with a device dashboard, you can add a second source, and you can add the second CO2 sensor, which is located in the exit. You can again select the CO2, for example, CO2 exit, and it's going to be also a line, but we want this one to be colored green because you want to be able to see the difference, of course, between one and the other one. That's the first step, selecting the data that you want to display. And you can again, under appearance, select to show the button to export the current view and allow time frame selection. In here you can also set a unit, set the domain, and set how you want the date format to look like. We are going to display the daily trend to begin with as a default. So you're going to be able to see the last 24 hours of data. And you can also set up a reference line if you want. If that's interesting for you, that's an option. You can add it, and you can say that you want it to be a dashed line, for example, with value 500, for example. And now you will see that one appearing inside of your chart. In here you can also create a little label to go on top of it so that people can see what is this dashed line. So it's the reference line. Perfect. So now we have the first dashboard created, an air quality overview, and we can save that one. We also have, as you know, mobile views, and you can always create the mobile view from the desktop view. So you can select create from desktop, and you can say override current mobile dashboard. And this will allow you to see the exact same that you created on the desktop version into the mobile version. And that's your first dashboard. Now you're gonna see that you have different tabs. So if you click on floor plan, that's empty, and on table, that's also empty. So you can quickly create a map for a floor plan, for example. And in here I prepared before a little office floor plan that you can display in there. You can say office, for example, and in data you can also add data sources. Again, more than one. You can select the first one to be the CO2 sensor at the entrance. And when you hover over it, you're gonna see the little label on top of it. To edit the position, you can simply drag and drop this widget. Let's say that this is the entrance, for example, and you can edit the appearance. So you can also say, I want the marker to have a color depending on the values registered by the sensor. So let's say, for example, in this case, we want it to show green if the values are small, and red if the values are big. And in here, you are going to see your first device with your first CO2 value. Now you can select the second one with the CO2 value, for example, again, ppm. And you can also combine different kinds of sensors. You don't need to have all CO2 or all temperature or all. You can combine, and because of the unit is displayed and also you can hover over it, it will tell you what kind of device we are talking about. And here again, color based on status, stage of the device, and quickly select the colors and save. And now you can see that we have the dashboard in there, it's configured. And another thing that you need to take into consideration is the zoom. Some images are very, very big, so you can also go to appearance and you can select the initial zoom to be a little bit smaller. And when you save it, you're going to be able to see your floor plan. And when you hover over the devices, you're going to be able to see the CO2 in the exit. I see that I had a typo in there. You can very quickly identify the mistake and go back and say this was CO2, of course, CO2 exit. And you can save that. And when you click on the device, you're going to be able to see a side dashboard that will display the exact values of that device in particular. So you can also see the trends of that device and so on. And yeah, so now you created an overview and a floor plan. You can again go to the table tab and create a table widget and add the CO2 values to it. And yeah, so that's basically how it works to create a global dashboard, and some tips and tricks on how to modify each of the tabs inside of it. Now I wanted to show a small tip on how to copy paste a dashboard, because that's something that a lot of people usually ask. How can I replicate what I just did for one dashboard and just copy paste it and maybe modify the content of that specific dashboard? So in here, for example, I'm inside of the overview dashboard and I'm going to hover over more, and you will see that in here you have a paste and a copy and a paste. So you're going to click on copy dashboard, and this is going to be stored in your clipboard. And now I'm gonna go, for example, to servers, and in here I'm gonna go and hover again over more, and instead of copy, of course, I'm gonna click paste. And in there I'm going to use Ctrl V or Command V, depending on which type of computer you have, to paste the dashboard. And you're gonna click on replace dashboard, and you're going to see that this was copied exactly as it was on the other one. And now here, this one you can modify, you can add more widgets, you can also go into there and modify what gets displayed. In this case, for example, if you want to show the temperature instead of the CO2, for example, temperature in the entrance, you can do that, and you only need to copy paste the device, so you don't have to completely start the dashboard from scratch. So that's another tip on how you can also make it way more efficient and fast to create dashboards. So now you're going to see that we have a temperature chart. Of course, the name still needs to be modified. We still have to say these are degrees Celsius, this is a temperature trend, and save it. So that was the fastest dashboard creation ever. And I hope that these tips and tricks are useful and that you can get into creating your global dashboards and into also be able to organize them in the best possible way and to get the most out of the data that your devices are producing. And I hope these 2 videos in a row were useful and that they were informative and that you learned something from them. And we're very happy to hear from you, to see what you think. And if you want to let us a comment in there, and we will of course get to it. And maybe the next video is going to be about something that you suggest in the comment section. Thanks a lot for watching and stay tuned.